Welcome back, guys. Now since we are done with the designing part, now I want to add a timer so that when a user types in a password, now let's say the user types in the password and the username is incorrect. Now I want to add a line border that will turn red if the username entered it doesn't match with the username we have in our system. So if the username that the user is typing matches with the one we have in his system, the line border should turn white. So guys, let's continue on. Let's go ahead and close the application. Then I'll go to my class, then I'll add a timer. Now in a declaring section, I'll say I want to declare timer. Now I'll say it's private and I'll say timer. I'll call it my timer. And again, guys, I want to add timer task. I'll say private and I'll say timer task, then I'll call it my timer task. There we go. So guys, let's add imports. I'll add imports for timer task. I'll just right click on that. I'll say add imports for timer task. There we go. Then now I have imports for timer task, so I'll copy that and paste it, and then I'll add imports for timer. There we go. Now that I have a timer, now I want to initialize this timer. Let me just do it right here. I'll say initializing timer. I'll say my timer. Now this is gonna be my object timer, just like that. Then what I need to do, I want to initialize a timer task. Now I be that it's called my timer task, and I say it's new timer task. Now guys, in this object there are methods that we need to override. So what I'll do is I'll just open a body over here, and then I'll say add override, and the method is public, it's void, it's called run. There we go. So, and again guys, we need to schedule our timer. So what I'll do is right underneath our timer, I'll say scheduling timer. I'll say this timer dot schedule. Now I want to schedule my timer using a timer task, and again I want to update these 100 times after 8 seconds, just like that. And now what I want to do is I want to call a method that will update my components. I'll call this method update component. Just like that. Now I'll quickly create this method right here. I'll say updating component. Now already be private, should be already be private. Let it be void, then it's called update component. There we go. Now guys, I want to create another class for my login details. So now in this project I'll create a new class, then I'll call it details, or let me call it login details. It makes sense now. it makes more sense. I'll say login details. So now in this class I'll just remove all the comments, and then I'll zoom in a little bit, and then now what I want to do is, I don't want any constructor, but what I want to do is I'm gonna say this one, it's a login user name, and I'll say this method is going to be public, it's going to be a string, it's going to be called user name. And again these let me just copy that, and then I'll paste it, and then this time say login password, and then this one string again, now it's called password. This method is going to be for password. Now for username I'll return the username as let's say Emmanuel, and then for password I'll simply return let me say I'll return password 1. Now this is gonna be my password, and then this is gonna be my username from this class. So now I'll just create a method. Oh, it's already here, the update components method. So now remember guys, our timer, it's scheduling, like it's gonna update 100 times in each and every second. So while we are calling this method, while we are updating this method, I want to check if now let me just create a local variables for string, then I'll say user name, then again I want to say string password, and move this down, then I'll say this one is equals to this dot, I want to get this username field, so it's called username text field. Then I want to get whatever text we are typing here, I want to get the text, and then I want to do the same thing for password. I'll say I'll assign password field, then I want to get the text, there we go. And again guys, what I want to do is I want to check now guys, now if our username is our username dot equals to ignore case, and then I want to compare this username the user is typing with the one we have in our login details. So now I'll call this object for our login detail class is called login details dot. Now from this class I want to call a method that returns a username. So now if this username the user is typing, it's equals to, we want to ignore the cases whether the user is typing this username in upper cases or lower cases, but we want to compare if it matches with the one we have in our login details class. So if this information it's equivalent, what I want to do is, let me say end. Okay, now let me say if this information it's not, if it doesn't match, if this information it doesn't match, and we are typing a password, and let's say we are typing a password, and our password dot equals. Now guys, with the password guys, we don't have to ignore cases, we have to pay attention to our caps, sorry. So and then I'll say I want to call the method from this login details class. Now I'm gonna call a password method. this one. Now if our password it doesn't matches, or let's say our password it matches, no guys, okay, let's say while we are typing, now let's say while we are typing, we don't, it doesn't matter if this password it matches or what, but while we are typing our password and while we are typing our password and let's say our username that we are typing it doesn't match with the one we have in the system, what we want to do is we want to take this username field, and then now we want to set the border. So now when I say new line border, we want a line border. Now want to set its color to red, now let's say the width or the size of this border it's 2, and then what we want to do now, when I say border, let's add imports to a line border, then say change this color to red, say new line border, no, the size of our border it comes here, there we go. Now if we are typing a password and then now there we go. Now if our password is not null, and guys, now I'm adding this exclamation mark because I want to say now if we are typing a password and our username it doesn't match with the one we have in a system, I want to display this red border. So now while we are typing this while we are typing a password and our username it doesn't match with the one we have in a system, I want to display this border. I want to turn this border to red. Else what I'm going to do is I want to take this field, this username text field, and change the color of the border to white. There we go. So guys, let's test this application and see if everything is working. There we go. So now let's say for example we type Imal. Now if you can check, our username is incorrect. So while we are typing a password and our username is incorrect, these border should turn red. So let me say a password, there we go. Now it turns red, and then let's say for example for username we type in a correct username, it's Emmanuel. You see now everything it goes back to normal. Now this border will only turn red if we're typing an incorrect username, and this border can only display if our password field is not empty. So now I think everything is perfect, and there we go. Yep, it's working. So now what should happen when we type in a password, an incorrect password, guys? Now we're gonna do the same thing for our password. It should be somewhere here. Now while we are changing the color of our username, while we are changing the border of our username field, so meaning everything here it will be correct. So what we're gonna do is inside our else statement, we're gonna say now if our password let me just copy that. If our password, this one, if our password doesn't match, if our password it's not equals to, then I'm gonna call this password method from this class called login details, calling a password method. If it doesn't match, what we want to do is again we want to change. Now we want to set the border of our password field. I'll say this dot wanna set the border, and I'll say it's new, it's gonna be a line border, its color, I'm gonna change the color to red, the size is 2. Then they say else the password is correct. If we type in a correct password, else I say this should turn to white. Now guys, we only execute this if statement if the user enters in correct password. There we go. And then now let's see if everything is working. Let's test and let's see if it's working. Oh, now this it turns red. No, I forgot something. Now we only want to turn that border to red if our password is not incorrect, and only if our password dot equals to, only if this it's not equals to none. If it's not equals to none, or add the exclamation mark over there, then else it will turn white. So we check that. There we go. And I'll say wrong password, then password is still it's incorrect, and then let's say I'm gonna say if this is true, I'll say if my username is Emmanuel correct and my password is incorrect. You see now, meaning I'm typing the word in incorrect password. But if my password is password 1, so now it means that my password is correct. So once I type in anything, a random text J, so meaning my password is incorrect. Now my border turns red. But then now guys, for now let's say if a user types in a correct login details, now let's just exit. For now let's just exit our application. But then now guys, feel free to leave a comment if you want me to continue with this application, so that when the user enters a correct login details, you should call another form. But for now let's just say if a username or user details entered are correct, we just want the system to exit at 0, just like that. So if you can run this application, and let's test now. There we go. It just exit. Come on, frame that. If these return red, there is at 0. Comment that one out. Was there right here. Now if a user enters, and if this enter password is not equals to none, turn to red, and let's say, oh okay, now guys, we only want to exit only if our password is equals to login details, is equals to the password we have in our login details class, and if this is not equals to 9, and then or else if meaning this thing is gonna be only if this password is correct. So now what we're gonna do, and I say if I'm gonna get another if statement, and I say if this password field it's not equals to null. If this password field it's not equals to null, what we're gonna do is want the system dot exit 0. Now we should get something. There we go. So now let's say my username is Ima K, and then I'll say that, meaning my username is incorrect. Now let me change this to Emmanuel. Everything is incorrect, but my password now it's incorrect, so I'll use password 1. So now it exits. Okay guys, I think we are now done. Everything it's working. Guys, feel free to like and share. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can leave comments. Tell me if you want us to continue or to form more videos where I can explain about a timer, how it works. And then I think I should create a video where I'll just I use a timer for slideshows, stuff like that. And then yeah guys, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.